Hey guys, welcome back to the second video of this art series. Now, today's theme is water, and what we're going to be doing is a fish mob. Now, I'm doing a little bit something different today, simply just because I think the video yesterday ran a little bit long. So what I'm doing is actually recording the sprite first and then just adding commentary afterwards, simply because I can focus on the commentary and not the sprite at the same time. So because to me it seems like I had a lot of dead air. Again, if you guys kind of like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on my socials, on my website at slimestudios.com. Now, that being said, today's theme is water. I wanted to do the little fish from Futurama, kind of inspiration from there. Obviously with water, you think of cool colors, right? Blues, greens. But since I am doing a limited palette with red, orange, black, and cream, or white, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of very limited on kind of like the creative. So kind of finding solutions around that. That's part of the challenge. Now, like I mentioned yesterday, the focus on this art series is just simply for more pixel practice, simply because it's one of those things that I feel that I want to get better at when it comes to creating sprites. Usually I create not organic sprites, potions, swords, shield, easy stuff that anybody can pretty much do. But when it comes to creating creatures, mobs, characters through all mediums, I have always kind of like sucked. So finding this is something that I've been wanting to try. Now, last year I did do an Octobit challenge that I was able to find on the website. Some website, I can't remember where I found it honestly, but I couldn't find one this year. So I went ahead and found one that a guy I follow on Instagram called Dragon Llama. Go check his stuff out. This stuff's pretty cool. So I just kind of borrowed it and decided to do it for October, and I think it kind of fits the Halloween theme a little bit better. Now, as you can see, regarding the sprite, sorry, I'm kind of monologuing a little bit. A lot of people start with a blob when it comes to creating creatures and characters. I don't like that. I can't see the shapes. I mean, eventually I hope I can get to that point. But I personally like outlining things first, simply just because I can do the outline shapes and then work inside. I know that's contrary to what a lot of people do, but again, I'm probably about like 2.5 years consecutively into making sprites, and so that's one skill that I really want to develop, is creating mob and creatures. Eventually I do want to create pixel games in the future, which, by the way, if you go to my website at www.slimegrandstudios.com, you can see the project that I have been working on in the back burner. That project has essentially been done a little bit, and it's nearly completion, but every time I try to do something on it right now, it kind of just like turns me off. And so I was taking a little bit of a back burner just because I kind of want to focus on making content, making sprites, just because I enjoy it. That's one of the things that I've been doing the last few months. If you go to my Instagram and TikTok at SlimeGrand, you can see the sprites that I worked on before making videos. And honestly, I just kind of wanted to start making YouTube videos. I think it's one of the coolest way to get your content out there. And I do have a game degree design, a game design degree. That's not really worth much, honestly. But I actually used to do 3D art and stuff like that, but then my computer crashed and had to get a new one. And so now that I got a new computer, instead of deciding to go back into 3D, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to create pixel art just because I like doing pixel art. And by the way, pixel art is just top technology. I don't care what anybody says. So right now, as you can see, when I was creating the legs for this little fish, and if you guys don't know what fish that I'm talking about, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but it's the little fish from Futurama, from the reverse scuba gear that Professor what's his name? Farnsworth? No. Yeah, Farnsworth, yeah. May. I always thought that the fish was adorable, so it was kind of the inspiration. Kind of had to kind of look at a reference real quick just to kind of give me a little bit better idea. Now, if I was using more colors instead of the limited palette that I have, I would have obviously made the little leg look a little bit more metallic using grays or like a dark blue or whatever. So essentially, I kind of wanted to make it look like a robotic leg, but since I can't do that, I kind of make it look like fleshy. Instead, just because it makes a little bit more sense, obviously with a limited color palette, so kind of make it look like it's actually part of its body instead. And so that's kind of when I went that route. Kind of almost looks like a sheep, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And then I just copy and paste. Honestly, that's the easiest and quickest way to do it. So just copy, paste, and move it over a little bit, kind of blend it into the mouth of the fish. I named the fire creature yesterday Eduardo. I think I'm gonna name this guy, I don't know, what's a good name for a fish? Especially he has legs, so I don't know. You guys can't really think of a name. But right now, I am going to call him Enrique, just because I don't know why. So we'll call this sprite Enrique. Right here, I just wanted to start filling in the colors. Like I said, the limited color palette kind of does limit my options, so I kind of try to use the best as what I could, which I'll run into it here in a little bit of time. Really just trying to figure out how to color things in without losing some of the shapes that I worked on. Orange and yellow, and having a Halloween color. I believe when the Dragon Llama made this challenge, he had a specific rules that he wanted to use. I think he wanted to create Game Boy sprites, and so I don't know if I'm following the same rules. Honestly, I'm just trying to live myself and be, let my creative juices flow and create what I think looks good. So with a limited color palette, it's kind of foretelling, but I try to make it the best that I could. Right here, I'm just trying to fill in color and trying to fill shades where I can, make it, not one solid yellow fish. Add a little bit of teeth so it has a little bit of a bite mark, a little overjaw. Kind of just make it look like a little monster, honestly. Right here, I just try to add some highlights using that color. Now, with a limited color palette, obviously you want to use shades of the same color, but since I'm limiting myself to 4, it's kind of hard. I need to go back and look at the ones that he did, honestly, just to see. I believe he actually used black as the background and then create the sprite around it, kind of like old school Pokemon Black and Red. The one that thinks to mind is the Ghost Pokemon. Before you get the what was it? Was it the flute? The spirit flute? No, that was Snorlax, wasn't it? I can't remember the item that you needed for Pokemon to catch Ghost Pokes. But that's kind of what his sprites remind me of. When he did it, he did like a purple, pink, black, and white palette, or no, like a bluish palette. And so I think his worked a little bit better. The reason why I'm using these colors is because, again, it's Halloween and trying to fit the theme of this. So right now I'm just, like I said, adding color, trying to break apart from, you know, the yellow. Obviously the orange and the yellow is the main colors, which I've come to find out it is a little bit difficult trying to work with that, but you know, it is what it is. And so all this is really just so I can get you know, more pixel practice at the end. Right now I'm trying to figure out, because I'm gonna add realize that the background I'm gonna be using is black, and I have a black outline, and just stuff that I didn't think of, honestly. So breaking it apart a little bit, kind of make it a little bit more fishy shape. Because here in a second, I think I'm gonna start adding the outline. I'm gonna use a white outline and just move around pixels, trying to see what looks good. If I'm happy with the shape of it. And in some areas I am, some I'm not. I just not noticed that, you know, I could have done a little bit better with the other leg. Probably maybe make it a little bit, you know, more fluent, because it looks like it's just now coming out in his weird spot. But here I was kind of like thinking like, oh, you know what? Kind of looks like a tiger fish, you know. So it kind of gave it like stripes. Really wanted to use different shades. Honestly, I think I could make this sprite look a little bit cooler with different shades, and then obviously make the legs look metallic. So a lot of the way that I create sprites is just, and a lot of people, honestly, and this is actually something that I've seen other people do, is just move around pixels looking to see what looks good. And so that's my method. Again, all I really am doing is just trying to build up my skill set. Eventually I do want to, you know, end up creating, you know, pixel games more organically, the best way I can describe it, honestly. Just, you know, just because honestly pixel games were peak for me as a child. Over, you know, PlayStation and Nintendo 64, you know, Legend of Zelda, Chrono Trigger, Castlevania. Oh my god, I love the Castlevania games. It's just something about pixel games that is just better, honestly, in my opinion. So right now here I was struggling on how the heck I did the mouth with, you know, white teeth and a white outline. I'm like, crap. Honestly, I probably should have figured this out a little bit better. Over here, I'm gonna make him look like his mouth's a checkerboard. I was like, oh bro, that looks horrible. That's not what I wanted. Like, oh, how do I do this? Honestly, the easiest solution is the simplest solution. I'm like, bro, no, he has no teeth. I was like, how do I go about it? I'm like, no, that doesn't look good. Give him black teeth. No, son. It looks like he's smiling. Kind of trying to give him that little, you know, edge, but this is where I decided is originally I had it like this. I'm like, bro, why did I struggle with that? I'm like, really? And here I kind of give him a little bit of a closer mouth. Kind of looks like he has a double chin, which honestly I think kind of makes him look a little bit more creepy, but it works, right? It almost looks like a human face, and then, you know, the outline around his mouth is like a smile. So now, like, I think now he looks like a killer clownfish. So there you guys have it, day 2, the water mob. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys have been awesome, and thanks for watching.